Montenegro is a country of beautiful mountains, breathtaking coastlines, and a proud footballing tradition inherited from the former Yugoslavia. But when it comes to domestic football, the story is very different. In fact, the Montenegrin First League is constantly ranked as one of the worst football leagues in all of Europe. While other small countries sometimes punch above their weight, Montenegro has struggled to make any kind of impact. Montenegrin League was founded in 2006, but before that their teams played in the football pyramid of Yugoslavia and later Serbia and Montenegro. Budućnost Podgorica were the most notable name from the Montenegrin Republic, as they competed in the top Yugoslav division for 26 seasons and were the runners-up of the Yugoslav Cup on 2 occasions. They've also produced 2 world-class talents and future Ballon d'Or runners-up, Dejan Savicevic and Predrag Mijatovic. Both players were born in Titograd, now known as Podgorica, the capital city of Montenegro. After the eventual dissolutions of Yugoslavia and then Serbia and Montenegro, the Montenegrin League was founded in 2006. The first season included 12 teams, but majority of them were weak teams from small towns. That's because Montenegro is by far the smallest country out of the former Yugoslav republics, with a population of around 600,000 people. Because of this, Montenegro's starting point was much weaker than the likes of Croatia and Serbia, who managed to create respectable football leagues for themselves. In Montenegro, the infrastructure was poor, the money practically non-existent, and the fan base is limited, with many teams playing in front of few hundred people. The league eventually downsized to 10 teams in 2017. The 2 teams dominating Montenegrin League in the last 20 years are Budućnost Podgorica and FK Sutjeska, winning 13 out of possible 19 titles. This is also the biggest rivalry in Montenegro, which is present in football and basketball. The largest stadiums in the league also belong to these clubs, with Sutjeska Stadium having a capacity of just over 5,000 seats. Meanwhile, Budućnost Stadium, Stadion Podgoricom, which also hosts the game of the national team, has a capacity of around 15,000.
We also have FK Decic, who are from a region with a big Albanian community, as their city, Tuzi, is not far away from the Albanian border. They are regarded as one of the most organized teams in the country.
The real measure of a league's strength in Europe is how its clubs perform in UEFA competitions, and for Montenegro the record is terrible. After Hamrun Spartans from Malta qualified for Conference League in 2025, there are only 3 nations left that never had a team participate in European group stages. The first 2 are micro-nations, San Marino and Andorra, and the other one is Montenegro. Since 2006, Montenegrin champions enter the Champions League qualifiers, and almost every year they lose in the first round they enter. They've lost 19 out of 24 ties and experienced some huge losses, with the biggest being a 12-0 loss on aggregate to Copenhagen. Most of their wins were against teams from other weak leagues, but Sutjeska did notably beat Slovan Bratislava in 2019 on penalties. Their record in Europa League and Conference League isn't much better. They've managed to reach the playoff round once in 2012. In that year, FK Zeta achieved some fortunate wins on away goals against JJK from Finland and FK Sarajevo from Bosnia. However, their dreams were crushed in the final round as they lost to PSV Eindhoven 14-0 on aggregate. And yes, you heard that correctly, 14-0. Thanks to wins from Zeta and other teams around this time, Montenegro climbed up to 39th place in the UEFA ranking, their highest position ever, but it was only downhill from this moment. On most occasions, Montenegrin teams struggled to make it even to the 3rd round, and in 2023
they ended up in 54th place, only above San Marino.
The transfer of Darko Mirkovic in 2007 for a measly €700,000 was the record sale for nearly 15 years. Only recently Budućnost started producing young players, which were sold for more. Firstly, Lazar Mijovic in 2022, then Viktor Djukanovic was sold for €1 million in 2023, and finally in 2024, the sale of Vasilije Adzic to Juventus absolutely shattered the transfer record, as he was sold for just over €7 million. But only 3 transfers above €1 million isn't a lot for a nation that has had a decent amount of players playing in the top 5 leagues. So you might be wondering why guys like Jovetic or Savic are not in this list. Just like other Montenegrin players with high aspirations, Jovetic and Savic joined Serbian clubs when they were teenagers to grow as footballers in a better and more competitive setting, and they were eventually sold for big money, but by Serbian clubs and not Montenegrin clubs. The value of the 25 biggest sales in the history of Montenegrin League is around 17 million euros. Meanwhile, just Partizan Belgrade alone made 31 million euros from the sale of 5 Montenegrin players, notably Stefan Savic and Stefan Jovetic. No money from sales and no money from European competitions limit the investment opportunities of clubs, and that money also isn't coming from match tickets either. That is not surprising considering Montenegro is a small country. The average attendance last season was less than 500 spectators per game.
Budućnost's numbers have also decreased from getting on average around 3,000 spectators in the 2000s to less than 1,000 in 2025. That decrease could be contributed to the popularity of other sports in the country, basketball and water polo. Water polo is popular due to the successes of the national team, which has won countless medals including gold in the 2008 European Championships. Their basketball national team, which includes NBA caliber players like Nikola Vucevic, has participated in the last 2 basketball World Cups. Meanwhile, the top Montenegrin clubs play in their own league as well as in the ABA league, which features clubs from former Yugoslav nations as well as few other nations. This has helped them as playing higher quality opposition than they would find at home raises their level, and bigger audiences boost their sponsorships and TV deals.
Budućnost even managed to win this league in 2018, beating the likes of Partizan and Red Star, some of the best basketball teams in Europe. Montenegrin football has also been tainted by allegations of match-fixing scandals. One of the bigger examples of possible match-fixing happened in 2024 when during a game between Mladost and Jecic, the defenders of the home team just stopped defending and one of them looked like he even jumped out of the way. After a 2023 Conference League qualifier tie, UEFA has banned FK Arsenal Tivat from European competitions for 10 years. Even before the match began, bookmakers in several countries were already reporting alarming movements in the betting market, with bets on a resounding victory from their opponents.
Because of the fact that footballers earn low wages in Montenegro, they become easy targets for bribery. Meanwhile, the gambling business must be very profitable in Montenegro, as I have found comments such as these online. I have never seen as many betting shops in my life when I visited Budva in Montenegro. The town must have had about 30 shops for a population of around 20,000 people. Or another comment saying this: it's like that all around the country. Even in towns with like 2,000 people, there's like 5 betting shops. So is there any hope for Montenegrin League? Well, Budućnost Podgorica have made decent money on the sale of many young players in the last few years, which clearly shows that there are talented footballers in the nation. However, the standards of coaching and youth academies need to improve, because right now Budućnost is the only team with a professional youth setup.